He's braking hard.
One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility. Their visors get very dirty out on the track. Every 5 laps or so they'll need to give it a wipe to keep it clear with the back of their glove or their sleeve. Of course, when it gets really difficult to see, they can peel off one of the clear tear-off strips that cover the visor.
He's hit the barrier. Well, Martin, I don't think he'll have been planning to take that detour.
You're right there, Murray.
That's heavy on the brakes through that part of the course. Down into first. Second, third, up into fourth, fifth, sixth. Fourth, up into fifth, sixth. The team will be watching this lap closely on their monitors. At split 1, he's up on his best. The team will be watching this lap closely on their monitors. This could be a fast one. He's up at the second split. He's off the track. He's off on the green stuff. Up into second, up into third, up into fourth, up into fifth, up into sixth. His times are really coming down. Just a touch of the barrier. Yep, that shouldn't slow him down. Second gear, up into third, up into fourth, fifth gear, fourth, down into second, down into first. He's already behind at the first split. Go! The drivers in the slowest cars who don't get a time less than 107% of the fastest qualifying time can appeal to the stewards, but it's very unlikely that they'll be successful.
In a busy qualifying session, a Grand Prix driver has to be really on the limit. He brakes at the last moment, turns in very fast, but cannot afford any mistakes whatsoever.
It's Coulthard! He must have hit the barrier. Coulthard! He's off on the green stuff. A new TAR ruling for 1997 is that the teams have to decide in advance which compound to use for both qualifying and the race. And having done so, they're limited to a maximum of 28 TARs. Sixth gear! Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. This looks like a slower lap. He's down at split 1. OK, let's have a look at the qualifying time so far. I don't think he's going to better his time. He's behind at split 2. Fourth gear, up into fourth.
Each tyre manufacturer supplies two different compounds, a hard one and a soft one. The teams have to decide after the practice sessions which compound they will use for both qualifying and the race. They have to decide whether or not to use soft tyres, which are faster but may involve having an extra pit stop.
He's down at the first split, but faster than his previous best. gap on the leader at intermediate 2. He's hit Berger. That's a McLaren. Oh no, he hit the Armco with a sickening crash there. I hope he's not badly hurt. Into second. He really is having to brake very heavily there. Up into second. It's Coulthard. Look at this. Look at this. He's smashed into the barriers. There must be damage to the car. That's slower than his fastest time at intermediate 1. Unfortunately, he's not as fast as his best second intermediate. Up into second, third, up into fourth, up into fifth, sixth gear. Fifth, up into sixth, fifth gear. Down into second, down into first. Coulthard, he's hit the barrier. He's already behind at split 1 and also down on his own previous best. It's incredible. These drivers are controlling a car about half the weight of a Mini, and these things can accelerate to about 150 miles an hour in 6.5 to 7 seconds. At split 2, he's a bit behind his best time so far. That's heavy on the brakes through that part of the course. That's a McLaren. Just a touch of the barrier. That shouldn't slow him down. Second. Third gear. Fourth gear. Fifth gear.
With the 107% rule of the past couple of years, we're seeing that the tail end teams have had to sharpen up their act and spend longer making sure they can do competitive times. This means that the gap between the qualifying times from the front to the back of the grid is now much less.
Up into fourth, fifth gear, sixth gear. That's a better time over the first intermediate. He's up at the second split. If he keeps this up, he could be on pole. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth gear. That has surely put him on pole. Normally, motor racing, driving a car right to its limit, is very much a skill from the head, not from the heart. But out on the track today, we're seeing some really passionate performances. Fifth, sixth, down into first. If he can keep this kind of speed up, he'll be looking at a good grid position.
The front wings on these cars have had to be changed in recent years. They now have a thicker, rounded end plate so they can stand a much lesser chance of puncturing a tyre if they hit it.
He's down at the second split. It's Coulthard. Oh no, he hit the Armco with a sickening crash there. I hope he's not badly hurt. Down into first, second gear, third, fourth gear, up into fifth, up into sixth. One thing we might see this year is drivers having problems with cramp. All the teams have followed Williams' lead from last year and positioned their drivers lower in the car, reclined further back with their feet raised up more. Fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth. Let me just check how that time compares. He's down at the first split.
One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility. Their visors get very dirty out on the track. Every 5 laps or so they'll need to give it a wipe to keep it clear with the back of their glove or their sleeve. Of course, when it gets really difficult to see, they can peel off one of the clear tear-off strips that cover the visor.
I don't think he's going to better his time. He's behind at split 2.
Well, he's the first driver to change to wet tyres. It'll be interesting to see if the rest of the field follows suit.
We're ready with the slicks as soon as you want to come in.
Second. Third gear. Down into second. Down into first. I'm looking at the qualifying lap times now. He's already behind at the first split. Coulthard. That was definitely a knock on the barrier.
It looks as if the track is pretty dry. Do you want to come in for slicks?
I don't think he's going to better his time. He's behind at split 2. That's a McLaren. That was definitely a knock on the barrier. It's Coulthard. A bit of a knock there, I think, Martin.
You're right there, Murray.
We're ready with the slicks as soon as you want to come in.
This year, all the teams have lowered the driving seat to try and combat the turbulence caused by the driver's helmet, which reduces the efficiency of the air intake into the engine. Another benefit they hope to see will be better handling of the car due to the lower centre of gravity.
Coulthard. That was a bit of a scrape along the Armco. This looks like a slower lap. He's down at split 1.
We're ready with the slicks as soon as you want to come in.
He's down at the second split. That's a McLaren. He's hit the barrier. Up into second. It's Coulthard. That was a bit of a scrape along the Armco. no! That was a very heavy collision with the Armco. Let's hope he's all right.
We're ready with the slicks as soon as you want to come in.
That's a McLaren. He probably left a bit of tyre rubber on that barrier. He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. An interesting point to note is that both Williams and Jordan, two of the great innovators in car design, have opted for an oval air intake above the driver's head. It'll be interesting to see what difference this makes.
We're ready with the slicks as soon as you want to come in.
It's Coulthard. That was a very heavy collision with the Armco. Let's hope they're all right. I don't think he's going to better his time. He's behind at split 2. Second. Down into first. Coulthard. He must have hit the barrier.
With the slicks as soon as you want to come in.
One unique feature of the Stewart car design is the high side pods on the car and the large turning vanes, which should reduce the amount of debris that is sucked off the track into the radiator grills during the normal course of a race. This sort of accumulation can actually cause a drop-off between 10 and 20% in the radiator's efficiency.
He's gone straight into the back of him. Probably just lost concentration for a moment, and that was it. I'm looking at the qualifying lap times now. He's already behind at the first split. That's a McLaren. I think that was contact with the barrier.
When you're driving a Formula One car, you cannot be tense. You're strapped in. You feel every movement. You're part of the car, and if you're tense with the car, it slides that little bit more. You must relax and let the car do the work.
We're ready with the slicks as soon as you want to come in.
Okay, let's have a look at the qualifying time so far. I don't think he's going to better his time. He's behind at split 2. New safety rules for the design of the cars this year have meant that the teams have had to include a deformable structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event of rear impact. Ferrari did this last year, and they've already overcome most of the problems, like excessive vibration, which can crack the rear wing. It's Coulthard! He's just lost it completely, straight into the Armco barrier. Welcome to Albert Park here in Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. The circuit itself is set in the middle of this beautiful park, surrounded by trees and encircling the central lake. Although only first used a year ago, the drivers seem to like the circuit. The blend... The drivers are lined up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start. The red lights are beginning to come on. And they're off. They fly off the grid towards turn one. He's collided with Irvine. And with a sickening crunch, the two cars have come together. Superb! He's got through to third. He's gained second place. That's into first place. One thing we might see this year is drivers having problems with cramp. All the teams have followed Williams' lead from last year and positioned their drivers lower in the car, reclined further back with their feet raised up more. This is lap 2 of the race. The top positions are, first, David Coulthard. In second place, Williams number 1. In third place, Gerhard Berger. In fourth place, Jean Alesi. In fifth position, Heitz Harold Frentzen. Sixth, Eddie Irvine. The brake discs will really be glowing after that section. That's made it all the more difficult for him to win here today. There are only 3 laps left in this race now. He's coming up from behind now. Look at this! Look at this! He's hit the Canadian! Marvellous! Up into first position! It's the penultimate lap.
He's only young, but he really shows a talent beyond his years. One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility. Their visors get very dirty out on the track. Every 5 laps or so they'll need to give it a wipe to keep it clear with the back of their glove or their sleeve. Of course, when it gets really difficult to see, they can peel off one of the clear tear-off strips that cover the visor.
He's braking hard. We're into the final lap. The top positions are: first, David Coulthard. In second position, Williams number 1. In third position, Gerhard Berger. In fourth place, Jean Alesi. In fifth place, Heitz Harold Frentzen. In sixth position, Eddie Irvine. Bruce McLaren, the immensely talented driver and car designer, formed his team in 1966 just 4 years before he was killed. Since then, fortunes have varied, but at the height of their success towards the end of the 80s, under manager Ron Dennis, McLaren dominated both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships for 4 consecutive years. After losing the Honda engine in 1992, McLaren have been striving to establish themselves again with Mercedes-Benz. Even so, they remain one of the Big 4 teams. It's Coulthard! Martin, that looked as if he just rubbed the wall there.
You're right there, Murray.
He's blown it! He's thrown away first place! It's a win for the Canadian!